I got it, Bill. So I asked a question and got the answer for a few things. Might help some people understand what's going on with the world. I don't know if I should do this. I'll just do this rapid fire. How about that? Let's see how fast your minds are, people. We'll go around the world in a minute. Oh, where do we start? You know, ever since the leader of Iran got helicoptered, basically, things have been in warp speed. I'm going to use that term for a reason. And I'll say this. It's just a coincidence I was going to go live the other night and they killed the internet. That's an absolute coincidence. I am not delusional enough to think that for some reason the whole world messed with the internet on my behalf. However, or to stop me from going live. However, there's oftentimes things like that that you have to look at and know that there are problem reaction solutions that sometimes actually have an added benefit in the same way that sometimes there's an added drawback like collateral damage. Well, there was a little added benefit to the internet going down, I'm sure. And there was definitely a reason for them to shut down the airports. Evidently, they did not want some special people flying, just like when I talked about MH13 and then the one following that when I said what was going on where, MH13, I said it was shot down by Russia. And then same Russian Book 2 missile system in Iran that shot down a civilian airliner leaving their own freaking terminal, leaving their own airport. However, they said that there was 180 on board, and I told you there's two other souls crying out. People, I told you, I sensed that. I was given that information. So there was 180 on board, even though they then changed it later to 178 a few days later after they had, or a couple days, day and a half later, after they had already, every newscaster in the world had said 180 on board, and I got proof of it. That's because two of the people on that red-eye flight, you know what I'm saying? Special agents, people trying to leave. And Iran didn't want them to leave, and so they took out the whole airliner. That's just what happens. That's just some of it was collateral damage. Some of it was a benefit of the fact that they were under attack with missiles. They could say that they were acting a little crazy and we didn't know, and they shot down them. Yeah, they that was on purpose. So I'm gonna go further with some purpose. They did not want someone to fly out of Hartsfield International Airport out of Atlanta. And they shut down the airport and blamed it on the internet. The internet does not control those types of things. People, you can sell tickets at a counter just by handing somebody a ticket. They don't need to have all this set up. They got a ticket, they can scan it. Scanners work off batteries. Batteries work off servers. They work off backup power systems. You got me? It was an added benefit of this manufactured internet outing. My live the other night was just collateral damage. No big deal. Okay. They've been able to do a lot like that. Speaking of that, they're spinning it that Russia leaving the Black Sea with all their ships was because they lost the war there in the Black Sea. No, they were starting to lose some ships, and they made a tactical move to withdraw. They're going to make it a full frontal land assault. They've already put all kinds of men on it. That's fixing to happen, and you'll hear about it. They upped the number of troops. They're fixing to full on do some stuff because they know as soon as Trump gets in that they're going to talk peace. So in the meantime, they're going to see if war will work. It's like give peace a chance. They're going to give war a chance. Watch that it's fixing to happen. I saw this in a vision. There's fixing to be a full-on freaking attack, way bigger than anything they've done before. And they know just where to hit now because they've been fighting them for a good hot minute. They've been talking about it, that they're just stacking up Ukrainian soldiers after they've shot them in the ditches that are coming at them. Well, it's fixing to be a wave going the other way. We'll see what happens. So, because now Ukraine has missiles that can hit Russia, and that's going to be the reason for doing this. Now, going further, Biden just dropped out of the race. I had somebody tell me that in the truck stop, another driver. I'm like, you got to be kidding. I just got up a little bit ago, but I had to ask the question and get the answer. So we all know that there was a shooting and they tried to shoot Trump. They shot other people. I asked the question about that. There was actually 3 shooters. Only 2 of them fired. The third one saw the other good guys pop up that were going to take them all out and thought that Trump was down and did not fire a shot, but he left. That'll be found later. So there was 3, and one of them shot the crowd from a different angle than the original shooter, so they know that there was at least 2. There was 3. Okay, I saw him in a vision. The other one took down his rifle and got out of there. There was no reason for him to even fire. And it was the idea of shooting into the crowd was to make everybody cause havoc so that they could so-called get away, but they were never going to get away. Except that number 3 would be called. Here's the problem. The answer I got is, I believe, the reason that Biden's stepping down. They're going to find later what I've already seen. I've heard no one talk about this. This is a vision. Believe what you want. It will come to fruition later, and you're like, hey, that crazy truck driver talks about stuff that ain't happened yet. Yeah, and that guy trucking stuff. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't care what you do with this information. Feel free to do what you want with this information. They're going to find out that Biden's kid, the one with the laptop, the one that's on crack or meth or whatever, had some type of a tie to the one guy they did shoot at a shooting range. There you go. And nobody knows about it, and it will be coming out. And when it comes out, they will think that Biden had something to do with it. It wasn't even Biden. Okay? It was just a kid. So, you'll find all this out. I don't have to prove anything. All I have to I'm sitting back and popping popcorn. Actually, I'll be honest, I'm not having popcorn, I'm having pumpkin seeds. So, pumpkin seeds, people, just saying, they kill parasites, good stuff. Also, clove tea. I'm having coffee with some Vita Coco coconut water mixed in it and some chocolate milk mixed in it. Everybody's welcome to stay. I'll put a blanket on you, but I'm going to have to go in a bit, just so you know. You don't have to leave, but I'm just going to give you this. The things I see come to fruition. Russia's fixing to bum rush the border with more troops than you ever seen in your life, and it's going to make the news. Then there'll be peace after Trump gets in or whatever. Kamala Harris don't stand a chance, because here's the thing. Joe Biden had arguably a point where he could say, hey, look, I've been doing this for this many years. I'm the guy for the job, whatever, but he can't show cognitive function. There's too much brain damage, either by just years and the surgery he had a long time ago, where his spine was actually severed from his head and they sewed it back together, some kind of thing that, I don't know. But then there's also the whole Havana syndrome thing. I believe that he was hit in that. This is my knowing my vision. I'm not his doctor. Okay, it's not in the news reports. You're not going to find it. You can't check that one. Okay, maybe it'll come out in 20 years. I'll be gone, probably dead, but who knows how many years. They might take me out. I'm waiting for the morning I wake up with razor wire around my truck for my ability. This is what I'm saying. These are the truths, people. I'm not hiding nothing from nobody. There'll be a day. Maybe I'll take somebody off. I'm not trying to. I'm patriotic. I love my country. But in the same way that Elijah helped his country out, and he even said, no, you need to know there's more for us than there against us. God opened this one's eyes, and his servant's eyes were open, and he saw the angels in heaven, all the chariots of fire that were going to take on the enemy, and his enemy was blinded. He didn't even have to fight him. He says, no, I ain't going to kill him. Come and bring him in, and we'll feed him. And they fed him, and then they sent him back. That's what I'm doing. I'm just telling it. If my enemies want to come, you'll be blinded. I'll feed you. You can go back and you can tell them, no, that's not the one to mess with. That guy, not but that guy. Any guy, no. He has gifts that GPS and freaking Apple tags and all of the thousands of spies you could hire, and any private investigator, any person with a hacker ability, that guy's got stuff that you just can't mess with. It's in the spirit realm, people. I got a foot in both worlds, okay? Didn't used to have. Didn't think I'd have to entertain it. Sometimes you just have to use everything under the sun, including the toaster and the kitchen sink, to get an answer. And once you learn how to do that, it's like, yo, I could do this with everything. Yeah, you get visions, that kind of thing. So I'm not saying everyone can do this. I believe you can. Don't know. Christ tried to tell everybody, hey, look, you can walk on water. Just look at me, focus on me, and you can walk on water. Okay? And only one was able to get out of the boat, and he actually started to sink and was scared. But it is, hey, give him credit. He got out there in the water. I'm just out there in the water. I'm not saying I'm sinking. I'm not saying I'm walking. I'm willing to be in the water and get out of the boat for a minute. So if you got to get in the spirit world for an answer every once in a while, it works, people. Don't be afraid to get out of the boat. Where I'm at on it is, and I see numbers. Just like Christ talked about numbers, and I was telling somebody about this earlier. It is what it is. Just like Christ said, you're supposed to forgive somebody. How many times he says, do I have to forgive somebody before? Well, Christ said, not 7 times, 70 times 7. And 70 times 7 is 490, and that's Jewish gematria for perfection of forgiveness. Now, does that mean if someone steals $500 from you that you can go and take retribution against them because it's more than 490, 470, 460? What's your number, right? You know what I mean? I think I'm somewhere around 400. I'm only good for 400, and I'm going to get a little ticked off. I got to be honest, I'm not perfect, but he was just showing, hey, if you could be like this, you could be perfect. If you could stay up for over 5 days, you get to talk to the saints. But it's so difficult to do. And it's impossible. Be Christ-like in all your ways, but it's impossible to be exactly perfect. He's trying to prove that too. He said, yeah, if you can stay up for 5 days, you get to see the saints, but you're going to fall asleep first, and you'll see me talk to saints. So I don't do that, but you can stay up for over 24 hours and get an answer that no other man can give you. Okay? You can try to be in the water and not be affected by it, at least. You can pray and get answers. You can see visions. Okay, some people want to call it theta sleep. It's a little different than that. Prayer and supplication. You can see things in numbers and understand what they mean. If you see angel numbers and they're trying to talk to you and you start to pick up on it, look up those numbers online and what they mean, and if it resonates with you, you can understand these things. Okay? Christ didn't just use an arbitrary number. 70 times 70 has always been 490, and 490 has always been the perfect sacrifice. So, of which we are not. So, people, like I said, you're going to see these things in the news pretty soon. Russia will attack. Let's go down the line. Okay? They're going to find out the reason that Biden got out of the race is because of his son being linked to the young shooter guy. And Kamala don't stand a chance because she's going to actually have to show cognitive function because she's young. She doesn't have an excuse. She can't say she's got Alzheimer's dementia, or been affected by Havana syndrome. That's a foregone conclusion. Trump will be the president. He will bring peace between Ukraine and Russia just for the fact of stopping it. Okay? Now, there's a lot more of wrongs that need to be righted. There's all the bad that was going on in Hollywood that came to light. A lot of people say Ellen was an undercover person to actually bring that to light. It's kind of funny what she was doing, giving out pizza to everybody in the audience. I've seen some stuff like that. I'm saying that there's the people are even that are in Hollywood are tired of the mess. And then that's just going to bring it further. We got to shut down the bad stuff coming up from the south, across the border, all that fentanyl and whatever. and maybe they gotta even stop vaccinating people and killing them, because that's what it's doing. They've even said now it's going to cause cancers and stuff. Maybe that's why they got all those freaking caskets that are ready to go, that's owned by this freaking CDC. I don't know what to say, people. There's a lot going on, but it's about to get better. I ain't gonna say perfect. Better. We'll all know whether Apophis hits this time or the next time around, and what else is going on. I don't even believe it's that one. I think it's one worse. But for God to choose people to live, he will choose people to live again. Some people will get through it. Like I said, pop popcorn or eat pumpkin seeds. Hope everybody's doing good. I'm gonna get off this thing, but you will see everything will come to fruition. It'll come out in the news. You will see this to be truth. These are my truths. I hold my truths to be self-evident, because it's not leaning on my own understanding. It's just knowledge I've been given. There you go. The internet shutdown thing was contrived. It was for a purpose. There's all kinds of hacking going on from Lagos, Nigeria, but there's other hacking going on from in here in the United States that's freaking state sponsored. I'm just being honest with you. So wait till Russia goes across the border with 900,000 troops. Like crazy. Blitzkrieg. Okay? You wait. At this time, they've only just been sending people they've been taking out of jails and putting into the military and conscripting them. And the way Putin's putting it is almost religious. He's religious. He says that they're absolved of their sins by dying. It's something else. They're going to be actual regulars from Russia, battle hardened from this or that. He wanted to be able to get rid of the Wagner group, and he put them at the front of the spear, just like I said he would, just like Uriah. I told you this was going to happen too. What did he do? The leader of Wagner, he put him at the tip of the spear, and then he stopped sending arms. And they're like, why did you stop sending us missiles? We can't fight it. Yeah, and he thought they were going to die, and they did not. And then he took them out on a plane. What can you do? You can drink coconut water, like I said, and wait for it to happen. So, everybody wants to be in my video. I'm telling you, I start to do a video, everybody pops out of their truck. Ain't nobody come out of no trucks. They're going to be famous. Even this guy. Even this guy. This is Forrest Gump's great uncle. This guy. I'm just saying. He's good for wearing that vest, because out here, man, these people, especially Swift drivers, there's a Swift over there backing up now. He's liable to hit something. I'm going to get off this thing before I really start videoing a dude about to back into another truck. Watch for things to happen. They're going to run Kamala and somebody else, and I'm going to be honest with you. Listen to this half craziness carefully. Watch it be something like Michelle Obama. Are y'all ready for that? I'm going to get off this thing now. God bless you. Think about that. Chew on that. I'm out. Watch it happen. Peace.